Should be a very close match, I assume. We played a couple of overboard games before. I think I lost one and another one ended in a draw. So maybe I will manage to win my first game against him today. So let's see what he comes up with in the opening, because I think he can basically play everything. I checked his repertoire a little bit this morning. So E4, D4, both moves. And I think in yesterday's match, he also played different stuff. So I should start with black my first game. Yeah, and he goes B3, which is also quite predictable since he had a course on it. I'll try to play the most solid stuff. Yeah, C4, and I'll go bishop D6. I have to say that I haven't checked his course. So maybe he'll surprise me here. Who knows? Is he going to take on D5? Or just castle immediately? Okay, he takes, I take. D4. I think I should just keep developing my pieces. And I should be more or less okay. Castles. I can play bishop D7, or I can play B6. Okay, I don't really want to weaken this diagonal that early, so bishop D7 looks more solid. Let's put it this way. Yeah, and now I was just simply going to take on D4. Knight D4, and let's go back to E7. So is there something I should be afraid with here? It definitely has some small initiative with white, but I don't think that's much. So I'll just bring my pieces to the center. Yeah, rook C1. Now queen A5 is an option. Attacking A2 and preparing rook FD8. Looks good. Yeah, A3 and now rook FD8. Before I think I'll just go back to B6. I think I'm doing pretty well here. It's not that easy to move the queen from D1 away from this rook on D8. Can he take on A6? I mean, he can. This is also a move. Wait, did I just blunder a piece? For nothing? Queen C7, B5, right? And that's it. Wow, that's not a good start. Okay, B5. Can I fight somehow? E5 maybe? Oh, E5 is the only option. I have to go for it. Yeah, I just totally missed knight A4. no matter if where I go with my queen to a6 or c7, he had b5 there. Well, it's not over yet. He needs to be precise. Maybe knight f5 simply. Like knight e3 you can take on e3 and sacrifice this queen. Should be totally winning for white there. Yeah, and he goes for it. Knight b6 can be helpful. Not really. Queen d7, b takes c6, queen f5, looks bad. Knight c3. Oh, maybe knight c3 is actually a move. Rook takes c3, rook takes d1, takes. Maybe I'm still losing here, but white is a little bit discoordinated, so I may have some chances. Rook d8. Well, the problem is that he can even take, yeah. B takes c6. Queen d1 is nothing, just bishop f1. So I have to take. Take bishop f8. Well, the fact that I got here should be quite an achievement for me already. But it's lost for me anyway. Just knight e3, covering everything. Yeah. But the queen is a queen. I mean, in a blitz game, everything can happen. There are all kinds of checks, all kind of forks. Queen d2. Like he has to be careful, obviously. Knight ed1, I assume. This is a strange looking move. I have no idea why he went for this. Okay, I'll take this pawn. Because now I'm actually getting some chances. Knight f5, queen d1 check. And queen a4. This looks winning for me already, wow. Rook f7. Can I take here first? Okay, let's not be greedy. Let's just take this bishop. And this should be pretty much it. Bishop a3. Take here. All right, wow. What a comeback. What a comeback. I told you guys that the queen is a crazily good piece in all these blitz games. All right, since he played b3, let's go b4. I think I should do it. Like he goes b3, I go b4. And he already spends like 10 seconds on move 2. So like the theory here is bishop takes b4, bishop takes e5, knight f6. And I believe it should be round equal. Maybe black is even slightly better. I don't know what's happening here. So he spent 1 minute thinking and played a5. Okay. Can I play d4? Like we are playing some weird things. So let's just keep doing some stuff like this. Knight f3. He doesn't want to take yet. So the question is, how do I develop my pieces? I should play e4 at some point, I assume. Also, knight d2, knight c4 is an idea. Anything else there? Rook a3. Is it too much? It definitely looks fun, but I don't think it's good. Queen c1, just defends his bishop. It's such a random position. Okay, whatever. Let's just develop. Hill castle. Maybe not. Knight g4. Okay, I cannot really guess his moves. I think I should take with this knight, because knight on c4 is better for me. Yeah. f4. Don't understand anything. What's happening? So we end up in some kind of an endgame, which is probably slightly better for black. Okay, if I put my queen on c3, then I should more or less okay. Will he castle or do something else? Obviously, if he takes on d3, I take with the c pawn. Then king d2, bishop e2. Does he really want to castle queenside? Okay, h4. Queen g4. Queen c3 maybe. How do I even develop all the stuff here? Maybe g3, rook h4. Oh, g3, queen f3, and then bishop g4 may cause a lot of trouble for me. So if I don't really see a good move for me after something like rook d8, because I can't move my bishop from f1, the g2 pawn is hanging. If I take on g6, then he recaptures with the f pawn and opens the f file for his rook. Yeah, that's what he does. Okay, let's play it like this, maybe. I don't know. Looks very, very suspicious for me. Well, at least now I defended the g2 pawn, so bishop e2, king f1 is what I'll do next. And that should be very helpful. Let's take. King f1. Rook e1. Now I managed to consolidate, so that's good. You can also start thinking about f4. Maybe it wasn't a good idea to go for it, to be honest. Yeah. Yeah, I guess I'm just lost here. The rook on e1 is hanging. Yeah, f4 was such a disastrous move. All right. Probably no more b4s on move one. But we'll see. We will see. Okay, I'll do the same thing. Maybe b6 now. Just try to get a slightly better version. Just knight f6 to control the e4 square, so that I'm not afraid of e4 anymore. Not b7 and then c5. Okay, a4. What happens if I just play bishop b4? It's a very good square for this bishop. He cannot challenge it. Do I just push c5? Or rook f8 first? Let's play rook f8 and then c5. Yeah, I'm not really afraid of a6, bishop e4. Maybe I should have been afraid. Knight d2 now. Oh, this I can take. Then take on g2. Queen d6. Now I still don't like what I've done in the last 5 moves. Allowing a6 and then exchanging white square bishops was definitely in his favor. Rook d1. Yeah, I mean, it's becoming a bit unpleasant again. Queen d5, f3. This knight on e5 is so annoying. I guess I would just go back to c7. D takes c5, b takes c5. And somehow try to use the weakness of a6 pawn. Then like put the knight on d5, play f6, then queen c6. Yeah, e4 is a good move. I think I should try to exchange. The bishop on b4 is quite an important piece because it defends the pawn on c5. It covers the d2 square. Yeah, that's why he's trying to exchange it. Actually, I'm not 100% sure if I take with a pawn on b4 or with the queen. Queen takes b4 looks better. Okay. Knight f6 looks ugly, but maybe that's the way to go. Now, the problem is that he can take on b4, for example. This maybe makes my life a little bit easier. But yeah, I mean, so the knight is going to h5. And that's gonna cause a lot of trouble for me. So I have to play rook d4. I don't think he should take just queen e2 back and then transfer the queen to g4, knight h5. Looks really, really dangerous for me. But maybe I can defend it like bishop c3 now. Put the bishop on d4, knight h5, I have something like king f8. I take, then bishop d4. Maybe it's not that bad, actually. Yeah, king f8. Rook d8 or something. So knight f6 will be parried by bishop takes f6. Well, at least now I have some hope, some real hope. The bishop on d4 is extremely strong. His pawns on the queen side are weak. And my king is actually not that bad. We don't have that many pieces left on the board, so I don't think I'll get checkmated. Okay, queen c6. Kind of want to create some counterplay in the center. Like with f5 or something. Oh, this is so tense. It's so low on time. Yeah. And I just blundered everything. Let's take this pawn, let's run. Let's run. Yeah, I don't see any counterplay for myself here. Just feels like he's defending everything. This knight is just too strong. Yeah, and that's queen d4. Okay. Well, not a good game for me. Played it quite poorly, I have to say. He's playing much better than me right now. So let's try something decent. Because the match is actually in danger. Is he going for the kid? Yeah, it seems so. I don't know, b3. Maybe that's not what I should do against bishop d7. But it's quite decent for me anyway. Queen c1. Or what? He wants to play e4. So probably I should just prevent it. Like this. Then maybe knight e4, knight c5 at some point. Oh, I don't even prevent it, okay. Missing a lot of stuff now. And I missed this move as well. Yeah, this is looking like a really disastrous opening outcome for me. Queen c1 knight b4. Then knight d3. Not looking good. Well, if he wants to repeat, then I have to repeat. I literally have no other options. Queen b1 after knight d3 doesn't look right for me. Should I play g4 or not? Maybe just rook d1. I don't think he had to play knight d3 there, just queen c8. Start attacking my pawns. Probably all the sacrifices would work for him there if I do something like g4. With all my pieces on the queen side, I simply have no defenders. If he plays knight b4 now, I'll go back to b1. With a bishop on g4, that was not possible because the knight was hanging on d2. But now I can do it. Okay, he takes. What is this? So knight e4, he just takes, right? Well, I definitely don't have to do it, so queen c2. Let's just keep it like this. Maybe rook c1. My position is actually not that bad. Knight d2. Need to do something with my knight on d2. If it gets back into the game, I should be more or less okay. Just a3 for a moment. Yeah, now it's quite difficult to find any decent continuation. Maybe queen c4. Just a very weird move. Okay, I missed this. I totally missed this. How do I fight here? I mean, rook c2 and then knight d4. does no good anyway. Okay, maybe like this and queen e2. At some point I take on f5. At least my pieces are good now. And I can hope for some counterplay. Like rook c4 next or something. Still not very clear, but like I played this move rook c4, but I don't see my next move. Okay, king h2. Or just make some moves. Knight c4, he can take on c5. And I don't think I achieve anything there. Okay, the draw is fine, I mean, from that position. Maybe I should have played on because he was very low on time, but didn't feel like it. All right, I'm trailing by a point, so it's very close still, but I cannot find my best game so far. This time I'll put my bishop on e7. I really didn't like it on d6 the last couple of games. All right, knight c3. What should I do? Let's play knight bd7. It's kind of a random move. Just trying to get him out of book, mostly. And we get something very standard. Like usually black's bishop is already on d6 in these positions, but probably it's not a big deal. Maybe it is, yeah. I'm supposed to already be able to capture on e5 in this position, but it didn't happen. So c5. He's going for this f4, yeah. I'll take and play knight e4. Well, probably I should not be too disappointed with this opening outcome. We just got a very complicated position where I can potentially get some winning chances also. f6. Yeah, f6 looks just like the right move. I don't think I'm blundering anything with knight takes e4 and then bishop c4, just king g7. Looks like I'm keeping everything all together. Of course, he can keep this knight like this on e5. I don't really want to take it yet, but at the same time, I can do something like queen e7. Can he play bishop b6? Oh, bishop b6, then I take, yeah. Queen g4. Interesting. Yeah, taking on e5 now looks very scary. f5 also doesn't look right. Opening this diagonal. Maybe I have to do it. Like if you give me two tempi to play knight f6, bishop d5, I would be fine, but I don't have these two tempi. Knight f6, d5. I was going to play queen e7, but now that I look at it, he can take on d7, queen takes d7, d5. And that bishop on b2 is just so annoying. Okay, let's play knight f6 maybe. d5, I have b5. Some kind of a trick. Not really sure it works, but I have to try. Yeah, I don't want to take on d5, just looks bad. I think it's just much more important to get the counterplay in with rook c2. I probably will just be happy to sacrifice in exchange for this monster on b2. And if he goes rook c1, then maybe I can take on a4. Immediately or after first taking on c1. Probably immediately, because I don't want to give him the control of the c file. So let's say rook a c1, b takes a4, rook takes c8, bishop takes c8. And I have this very helpful check from b6, which gives me a lot of counterplay. Wait, this should not be right. I take, go queen b6. I think he misplayed it. Queen b3 maybe? Oh, queen b3 he can just exchange. Oh, it's still quite decent for me actually. Or I can just simply play a3 probably. Yeah, that's the way to go. Just a3 and then I take on c6. And as long as my knight is on f6, I should be able to survive. Stake. I forgot about time, so let's just exchange it. If I go back to d4, what's happening? Feels like I'm in piece up because he doesn't have this rook g1 check. Okay, let's go back. Queen g7. Man, it looks so scary still. a2. Oh, I just blundered the bishop there. Am I still okay? Don't think he can stop a1. Wow. I thought he played queen d6 with the intention of taking my pawn on a3, so I just pushed it and forgot that my bishop is hanging on d4. Okay, that was a crazy win. Equal score, so I should be more careful with white pieces. Losing with white will be unacceptable. So let's try something more solid. Some English type of positions. Knight d4 is what he played against Nepomniachtchi in Vacandie a few years ago. But there are also some other moves like rook e8, or black can simply play h6. Yeah, h6, exchange. Knight e7. And there are few ways to develop this white. I guess queen b3 is what I'll play. Rook e1 or rook d1. Let's go to d1. I don't really want to exchange. Knight g4. So he's going to push f5 eventually. So I should try to get some counterplay on the queen side. At least try to take the control of the a file with rook a1. At the same time, if he plays f5, his bishop on h3 is a little bit out. So let's see if I can use this fact. I don't know. I have this crazy bishop g5 move. Just trying to exchange my arguably worst piece. Let's just go for it. I want to take on e7 and then put my knight on d5. If he takes, I take, and I take on h3 in the end. Okay, knight d5 now, he has e4, so maybe I should move my bishop back. And let's move it back to c1. Bishop c1, bishop b2 maybe. Knight f6. I have a feeling that he's going for this e4 break. Like he's really just bringing all the pieces in. Okay, let's say I got afraid of it. Who knows, maybe I will capture on b7. The pawn is actually hanging. Also, f3 might be an idea, right? Because the knight is tapped on g4. Yeah, f3 is actually a very strong threat. Just winning a piece there. Yeah, he could not defend against both ideas. So obviously he prevented f3. I'll go back to f3 with my bishop. Then knight e4. And I think I'm very, very stolid here. Knight takes e4, I'll take is a pawn. Because bishop takes e4 runs into f takes g3. Bishop takes f5, g takes f2. And he queens with a mate. Now this also looks quite scary. I forgot that he has this queen h2 idea. All right, I need to be very, very careful. So bishop f1, is it a threat? Does he have any threats? Because if not, then I should play b6. 6 takes, bishop g2, takes. I don't know, I don't see it. Maybe there is something, but I don't see it. Oh, he can do this immediately, right? Right. Knight e4 and I'm just busted, yeah? Or can I fight somehow? G1. Is there a checkmate? Rook f5, bishop g5. What the hell is this? Take. Well, the problem is that he has a tempo, yeah. Yeah, that's some kind of a crazy game by him. Wow. What a position, what a final position. I guess I got too greedy with b6. But But maybe his attack is, at that point is already deadly. I don't know. All right, I'm once again a point behind. Bishop d6. I'll get back to this line actually. Maybe take on c4 and c5. Something like this. So knight c6. Like the bishop b7 thing just looked more dangerous than this. Queen c7. He'll play f4, I believe. Then knight d7. Knight takes d7, I just take with the bishop. I'm not afraid of bishop takes f6 here. The development is just much more important. And if he doesn't do it, I can probably just play e5. And also get a great position. Like if he castles, I play e5. Takes on e5. Okay, it didn't happen. e5 is still an option. Still a very serious candidate move. I like it. So f takes e5, bishop takes e5, castle short, probably bishop c6. And then I put my rook on d8, and I should be better. Is he thinking about some stuff like e3 or something? Because the pawn on f4 is hanging, and there are not that many ways to defend it. And e3 just looks very, very suspicious. Can even take 2 times on f4, sacrifice a piece, put my rook on e8, then bishop g4, knight g4. Wow, he just castles. e3, wow. So obviously he wants to sacrifice this exchange on f6. If I recapture either on e3 or on g3, and then his knight comes to d5. It doesn't look right for me. What else can I do? Bishop g4 is a move, but then he just moves his queen away to c2 or something. Bishop b6 runs into knight b5. Yeah, that's a very nice idea by him. Very, very nice idea. Bishop a6 and then bishop b6. I don't know. bishop g4, f3. Can just exchange everything and he's better. All right, so I have to play it slowly like this. a6, b5. Should not be good for me. I think like going simply queen f3 there was very, very annoying for me. Maybe now I take, go back, and f5. Or f6 actually. So I need to kill this bishop. Rook e8. Bishop f5. Now if I exchange white square bishops, then I think I'll be doing more or less okay. Maybe not really okay actually, but it just looks like a checkmate, to be honest. I don't feel like I have enough pieces to defend my king. But I'll try. g1, rook f7. The problem is that he also has a very, very good pawn structure in the center. And like he can actually play it slowly. Like this. And now he once again comes up with some crazy tactics. Like this, yeah. Yeah, and the match is over, yeah. Oof. Rook g7 was a nice shot in the end. Yeah. Yeah, I couldn't really do anything about it, right? Just game over immediately. All right, that was a tough match. He just played much, much better than me. Like even those games that I won, he had very, very good positions. So absolutely deserved the victory. And congrats to Adhiban and good luck to him in the finals, where he'll play against either Swidler or Dariush. Right, thanks everyone for watching, and see you next time.